Guys, if your algorithm's anything like mine recently, there's a lot of business coaches, gurus out there kind of shouting at you that you can make 10K a month, you can make 100K years. And I'm one of those people as well. Usually I start my videos saying, hi, I'm Annie, I'm a brand and web designer, and I made over $132,000 last year doing what I love, and let me guide you into how to do it for yourself as well. And I'm grateful genuinely to those people because I've learned a lot and it's really helped me accelerate my path to this crazy milestone. But let me pull back the curtain and share with you what it's really like once you've hit that mark and surpassed it. When the reality sets in, what's it really like behind like the glorification of this big bad number? First of all, taxes kind of come into play if you're in somewhere that's a bit of a highly taxed country like Australia. Once you hit that 100K mark, it's pretty crazy. It's like above 30%. That means for every $10 you make, $3 goes to the government. For every 100, 30. And we also have something called the goods and service tax, which I think US and other countries have similar thing, like 10%, 7% or something like that. For us it's 10. So you either build it and bake it into your price, or you have to pay another 10% to the government. And I was hit with a pretty big tax bill last year and this year as well. So I had to really become more financially minded, have a team of accountants, bookkeepers to help me wrap my head around how to deal with it. It takes a toll when you feel like you have saved up a little bit in your bank account and then the end of financial year comes and you gotta like give a huge lump away. All of those things are to consider. And to become a freelancer, you really need to be able to deal with instability. And even when stability comes and a huge cash injection comes, you need to be prepared that it's not going to happen all the time. So when people say they make this certain amount of money, that's not how much they get to take home. That's not how much they get to spend. An upside of being a solopreneur freelancer is that you do get tax write-offs on a lot of things, like some travel expenses, your mobile or video equipment, your laptop, your internet, your phone bill. But the thing is, those are just tax write-offs. It's not like you get that money back. But it's still a pretty big benefit. Something that's pretty mind-boggling is that as soon as you hit 10K a month, nothing really changes. And sometimes you still feel behind. When I first started freelancing, I thought hitting 10K a month would be the moment that everything changed. I feel stable, I feel like I know what I'm doing, and I feel reassured. I think that's what every freelancer wants, is freedom and stability, and those don't always go hand in hand. But getting there, it's not the magic pill. It's still just another part of the journey, because what comes with it is this feeling of keeping up. It's this feeling of you need to outdo what you did last month. If you have a revenue drop, things get a little scary again. And that's where scarcity mindset comes in for a lot of people. If you're just starting out, 10K a month seems like a crazy wild number, but when you've been here for a little while, and then the next month your revenue drops to 8,000, 7,000, 5,000, mentally you're still stressed and anxious. Actually, 2 months ago, one of my biggest clients, who's been one of the best clients ever, they ran into some troubles in the company's finances side. So they said, we're gonna have to pause our subscription for a little while. We're not sure when we're gonna restart. So that was one sector of my business that kind of stopped. That was one part of my revenue that just stopped. And it was surprisingly not that anxious driven, because I had 2 or 3 other clients on the side that I was working on as well. And I was in the state of kind of semi-burnout. I was planning a little trip away with my partner, and this happened right before that trip. So in a way, it actually alleviated some of the stress and said, okay, now I can go away in peace. There won't be that much to handle. There won't be that much loose ends to tie up before I go. And then coming back, I can put my full focus in these other 2-3 projects. And that is the value of not putting all your eggs in one basket, and to make sure that you have revenue streams from multiple clients. And that is the beauty of freelancing, is now you're not working for one boss, you're kind of working for multiple bosses at once. But the good thing is, if one person is doing layoffs, you're not completely in the air. You have these other clients that you can service. And that is what I would recommend to each and every one of you. Freelancers, you always get started doing kind of paper project, maybe paper hour, but to ride the waves of instability and to really get you to 10K months and keep you there, keep you stable, and not fluctuate so much with incoming projects and finishing projects and then no leads coming in, is to take your one-off project clients, the ones that really appreciate your work, the ones that's really a good fit, and say, hey, I can offer you these services for a long term. For example, graphic design, you don't have to hire an in-house designer. Let me just do it for you for $3,000, $4,000 a month. That's cheaper than a designer's salary, and I already know your brand so much because we worked on it already. And usually if they have the budget, if they are a big enough business, small to medium enterprises, I would say, then you are going to build a long-term relationship. And I've had a client recently that said, hey Annie, I want to be working with you for the next 10 years at least, so you got to get ready for all the work that's coming. And that is a huge compliment to a service provider, and that's a huge vote of reassurance as well. 10K a month is just a number, it's a great milestone, but what builds those up is client relationships. And all you need for 10K a month is 3 clients paying you $3,000 to $4,000 a month, and you can totally do it. If you have any questions as to how to do so, I do want to point you to my 10K Masterclass. It's where I pull back the curtains and unravel everything that I did in order to get here, how long it took me, what things sped it up, what things slowed me down, what I learned along the way, and what are the landmines I kind of wish I sidestepped. So if you want, scan the QR code on the left, and I'd love to see you there. At the end of the day, don't be too held down by numbers, because if we listen to any interviews from really successful people, they'll say that, hitting those major milestones don't really change much. When actors get their Oscar, they just try to pursue the next best film. And have a goal in mind, have a plan to get you there. I think that is what this number is really good for. But don't get too overly obsessed and really enjoy the journey. And thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Let me know what is your biggest fear in this freelance journey, and how close are you to 10K a month? Are you almost there? Are you just starting out? Or are you way beyond? I'd love to hear from you. So if you enjoyed this video, I know you also want to check out this video on the left right here. If you prefer listening to on the go, we also have a podcast called the Brand Creator Podcast. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.